one?
Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. More. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8. Do you want it in the shadows? Okay. Okay. You got it? All right.
Is the press box not giving you sound?
I think it might just be, I have a different type of camera. It's smaller, so. I'm getting just on side there.
I was getting nice clean sound in there, but then the second one of you guys plugged in, I think I started hearing some hiss. I don't know. It shouldn't do that on a press box, but you're welcome to hook the mic onto the mic. It's fine.
That sounds pretty clean. Sorry to ask you to do this, but would you mind going up and counting back from your one, I think?
Of course.
Thank you.
I'll start at 20. That'll give more time, right? Oh. Okay.
Alright, why don't you go for it, please?
Okay. I'll do 15. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Any more?
This is my input to, this is my input one, this is my shotgun mic, so then I want. Input one is my shotgun, input two is my lav, which is plugged in. And so then on this, I want my channel. Yep. Input two should be set to mic. Yeah, there, that's better. I want input one to be set to this. And then I want channel one to be input two, and then channel two be input. There you go, you got it now. Alright. Here we go. Try one more time, please.
Okay. Hello. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. You got it? Okay. Cool.
I never use the XLR, so I
Oh, got it.
get kind of all backwards sometimes when I.
We meet again.
Hey, what's
Two
up?
weeks in a row.
I know.
Hey, how are you? Long time no see.
I know.
In person anyway. I see you and your beautiful baby
Oh my gosh.
on the socials. How's it going?
How about you?
Since I've had to live now, what, 2 months?
Oh, you're good?
I will say it's fun. It is, especially treating you and your baby so well. I don't know, Grace, oh my God. So
Right,
it
so it
makes
makes sense.
it makes everything feel so.
I'm like, how you doing? He's like, not good.
No, well, yeah. Well, now she's doing this thing where she's sleeping, but she wakes up.
Every hour.
Yeah. You 7 a.m. wake up. Well, you sleep at night till like 11. Yeah. You just feel more safe. I know. You can like handle everything a little bit better, I think. But yeah, no, it's just but having my mom here has really, really helped. I don't know how we would do it without being here. Yeah. That's a situation where okay, I was going to therapy for family therapist for like 3 times in love it. Doing it now early. Which yeah, but no, I know breast cancer you have to wait until like July. Yeah.
How's it going? How are you? Always see you at pressers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Press.
Yeah, I do a lot of press.
A lot of presses. I don't mind presser days. Just going out there and kicking it up.
Yep.
Oh, there's a friendly person. Maybe they'll talk to us. We'll be alright.
Yeah, I haven't had to do that for a while.
I feel like every other day it's like that sometimes.
I know. So, but it's been oh really? Yeah, I would love that. But I just think yeah, my last one was. Really? Yeah. Oh my gosh. So this morning I'm like, wait, now they use this nursing call. And I'm like, I don't know what to do.
What age is that? Is Jerry 35?
Down the hall, past
Yeah,
my
my
lady
wife,
friend
we
on
should
the
have
left.
talking. She was geriatric, but she's nearly 38, I think.
Yeah. I was frustrated last time because technically they determined a geriatric pregnancy based on the gender. And so it was, she was even in February and I turned 35 in December. So for most of my pregnancy I was supposed to be covered. Yeah. Weight was so complicated. And so everything was covered under geriatric pregnancy, like all the genetic testing and stuff. But then I got a hard time personally diagnosing this is insane. Yeah, no. I was fighting on
I remember listening to a few of those calls.
Yeah.
It's fun. You're like, this is
Back and
covered.
forth.
I'm not paying this.
Adam's wife is due, what, August, right?
July 17th.
July. Is that first?
First baby.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
Don't scare him too
We
much.
are
Yeah.
35 and a half weeks.
Oh my gosh. Wow, yeah, that's so fun.
Yes.
Crazy.
So I'm listening to you two talk.
And getting coronaries.
Yeah, right. The only piece of advice that I would give is like nothing but like zip up pajamas. Oh my gosh. You will not use kind of cute outfits, like ones with buttons, like yeah. The snaps, like the void snaps. Void snaps are all called.
You're gonna get them because it's the first baby.
Exactly, you will. But like, you're not gonna use it. You know what else is great? I don't know if you guys use, but the magnetic ones. Yeah. We get the magnetic.
Mhm.
The magnetic panties.
Yep.
Because then you don't even have to zip it. Other than that.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. It's okay. Yeah.
The best thing ever.
Yeah.
She's so cute. I need to see pictures. She's so. It's so funny too. Grace has had it. We've been friends almost my whole
1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep.
Thanks, Sarah.
Good. Before I get started, we'll play a video so we can get the video out to you, but he's gonna put it on that screen for you while I'm talking if you want to see it. Whew, boy, long day, man. Sorry, I'm not normally this disheveled. All right. Oh, did you have your baby? Okay. Yeah. Oh. Okay. All right. All right. I'm ready to get started. Okay. I'm going to talk to you today about a case incident that took place on Monday, June 12th. But before I get started, I want to thank Metro Transit Police Chief Morales and Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara for their assistance in this investigation. So on Monday, June 12th, at around 3 p.m., our officers were dispatched to the transit station at the Mall of America on a report of a female who had been taken against her will. When our officers had responded, we learned that a victim in this case had broken up with her boyfriend about 2 weeks ago. And while she was en route to the mall via bus, her ex-boyfriend continuously called her. She told him to leave her alone. But when she arrived at the mall transit station, the main suspect in this case, met her there. She agreed to talk to him, and they walked up the escalator and walked out to the parking ramp. And once in the parking ramp, he brought her to a car. And if we can watch this video right now, you're looking at a vehicle here. The main suspect's there in the red shirt, and we're protecting the victim's privacy here, but we blurred her out. Once at the vehicle, he physically assaulted her, pushed her into the vehicle, and you can see there's a physical commotion that takes place there. The suspect in this case was armed at the time. After pushing the victim into the back seat of the vehicle had the driver in there, Mr. Antoine Deshawn Hobson. He was the driver of this vehicle. And as you're watching the video now, a Mr. Noah Antoine Williams, who is 19 years old, he also enters the vehicle while the victim is being assaulted in the backseat by the main suspect. The vehicle exits the Mall of America parking ramp. The suspects in this case, they weren't walking around the mall. They just went from the parking ramp down the transit station, got the victim, and went to the car. After we got this, we immediately started looking for the victim. Obviously, you come to the mall, these cameras are very extensive. We were able to figure out who the suspect is, and while we were doing that, around 5 o'clock that day, the victim had called one of her friends and said that she had been dropped off by the suspect in Minneapolis. Our officers responded to the location in Minneapolis. The victim, we observed, had physical injuries. She had reported that she was pistol whipped by the suspect and that he had threatened her with a firearm. The victim was transported to the hospital by ambulance and treated for her injuries. Our detectives immediately began to look for this suspect. So the following day, on June 13th, the suspect vehicle was located in Minneapolis by transit police officers. Our follow-up investigation with Metro Transit Minneapolis, we ended up locating the suspects. The first suspect that we ended up arresting on a traffic stop was Mr. Noah Antoine Williams. He was in the vehicle when this kidnapping took place, so we were able to get him on a traffic stop. We were able to locate the main suspect in this case, along with Antoine Deshaun Hobson, who's 23 years old. We located Mr. Hopkins with the Hobson with the main suspect in this case, and when we located them, they decided to run on foot. And in the process of running, the main suspect in this case attempted to carjack a vehicle. We were able to get him into custody, and our SIU detective, and I'm using for the older folks today, Steve McGarrett from Hawaii 5-0, was able to tell our other officers, book him, Dano, and we booked him. The main suspect in this case is Trayvon DePriest Johnson, 23 years old. Mr. Johnson here, we brought back to the Bloomington Police Department jail along with these folks, and they remained in our custody until this morning. Some of you may know Mr. Johnson. He is the main suspect in a second-degree murder attempt on the transit station, the Lake Street Transit Station. This occurred on May 6th. This incident is where he alleged to have fired 6 to 10 rounds at a person, and then he moved closer to fire another 2 or 3 rounds. He has also had warrants for a drive-by shooting and second-degree riot. You cannot commit these crimes in Bloomington and expect to enjoy the benefits of a free society. So we locked Mr. Trayvon Johnson up, and he is going to be charged in this case with kidnapping, or we're submitting charges for kidnapping, second-degree assault, domestic assault by strangulation, threats of violence, and felon in possession of a firearm. Mr. Johnson is a significant risk to public safety. He, again, May 6th, the main suspect in a second-degree attempted murder case on the Metro Transit Lake Street station. He has been out. It's been about 6 weeks since that took place, and now he decides to come to our city and kidnap a woman, and obviously you can't do that. So we locked him up. In the process of locking him up, we were able to recover 2 handguns here. So that's why he's being charged with felon in possession of firearms. Obviously, he's a felon, so he can't have these guns. So we ended up locking him up for that. This case, to me, is another tragedy. I mean, obviously, the victims involved in this, they're going to be traumatized for this for a while. And my hope is that Mr. Johnson does not get out of jail. And that's why we allowed him to stay here as long as we could legally hold him in the Bloomington jail, because he is a significant threat to public safety. And the criminal complaints should be coming out this afternoon. And with that, I'll take any questions you may have.
So he's the boyfriend.
Yes, ma'am.
And can you say why he was out on the second-degree murder charge?
So he was alleged. So while he's out, they issued he didn't get caught that day. So they transit issued an arrest warrant for him. So he had an active warrant out on his arrest for second-degree attempted murder.
So he had never been arrested.
He had never been arrested. Yes, ma'am.
Can you speak to the period of time in between them taking this victim and then her being dropped off? And how much time kind of transpired, and what you at this point think, without getting into too many details, what had been happening during that?
So it was about 2 hours that we estimate that he had her. And during this time, again, this is an active investigation, but her version and what she has said took place was he assaulted her with the firearm. He pistol whipped her.
And was she trying to leave the car and he wouldn't let her leave during that 2 hours?
I wish I could answer that, but it's an active investigation right now. So I'm giving you what I can. Mhm.
Who initially called police to, how did police become aware of this situation?
Some witnesses called us and told us they had seen this.
How is the victim doing?
Our detectives talked to her. She is an adult. She's doing as well as I guess you possibly could under this circumstance.
Did she say, did she feel forced to go to the car with him in the Mall of America parking lot, or why she may have gone with him?
It's still an active investigation.
And then I know you mentioned being pistol whipped and also the strangulation charge. So what exactly were the extent of her injuries? Multiple different kinds of injuries?
Yes. Sorry.
Is he going to be prosecuted and charged for the Bloomington crimes first and then possibly the Minneapolis stuff?
Yeah, so that's a question for the county attorney. I mean, so right now he has all these charges we have him with, and then he has the Met Transit separate second-degree attempted murder charges. Then he has a separate drive-by shooting charge, and then he has another case for second-degree riot, and he has another case for flee police on foot. So these are all separate instances that he's dealing with right now.
He was released from your jail this morning?
To Hennepin County. Yeah, no. Yeah, he didn't go to the street. No.
I wanted to be clear on that.
Yeah, yep.
How do instances like this make you feel when you see someone who it just kind of keeps piling and piling up with what they're doing before they eventually get caught?
In law enforcement, we're in the executive branch of government. And our job is to enforce the laws. And it can be frustrating for our officers too. I mean, we're out here running around chasing this guy, and he's armed. He's already alleged to have shot some person, and now he's alleged to have kidnapped another one. It's tough. I don't think we're doing him any favors by allowing him to keep getting out of jail, right? I mean, obviously, if you continue this behavior, I mean, how many more victims does he have to have? And my personal feeling, whatever we can do to have less victims, and if that means he has to spend a considerable amount of time in prison before he can function in a free society, then that's what needs to happen. But I just want to see less victims.
It seems like based on what you described, especially that May 6th transit shooting, I know at that point people were kind of like grateful there weren't actual fatalities in that, but it seems like in all of this, this could have been a lot worse. I mean, people could have died in these instances. I mean, how do you kind of interpret that?
Well, I said this before. I just think some people just have a general lack of respect for humanity. And as a society, we got to start respecting each other as people again. And that's across the board. That's something that I think each and every one of us has an obligation to do, is start to respect each other as human beings, even if we disagree with people, and just really start teaching respect and compassion. But when you keep letting, like Mr. Johnson out, it sends the message that that type of behavior is acceptable. And unfortunately for him and the victims in this case, his actions have impacted a lot of people, and I just hope we don't have any more people impacted by him with his behavior.
Speaking of victims, I know you had mentioned the carjacking side of this situation as he tried to run away. So that was in Minneapolis?
Yes.
And was that carjacking, did that involve pulling a gun on the person, or do we know much about the carjacking situation?
So yeah, that person's okay. Yep. So the arrest, our detectives arrested him along with Minneapolis PD in the city of Minneapolis. So my understanding is the carjacking victim is okay.
And when and where did that arrest?
Ooh, I'll have to get that back to you.
And how, remind me about
Lake and Hiawatha.
and when did that happen?
On the 13th, around I think 2 p.m. 3:30. Yep.
Last point of clarification, the other two individuals that were involved,
Yes. So what happened was Mr. Hobson was the driver of the vehicle. He drove them there, and he drove them away with Mr. Johnson and the victim in the back seat. And Mr. Williams Patton, and you can see in the video, he walks to the vehicle, looks in the back seat, and then he gets into the front seat of the car.
Do you think at this point it's safe to say this is their intention to get her in the car and leave, or it's too early to say?
Yeah, it's too early to say.
Do you think there's a chance too the situation could have turned out worse for her if she hadn't been able to make the phone call that she did?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, she's fortunate.
And what charges could the two accomplices face?
Aiding an offender is what they're both going to be charged with because it was a commission of a felony, and as you can see in the video, there's obviously an assault taking place in the back of the car, and they're there. And that's the message here. I mean, I don't know how clear I can be in Bloomington. If you break the law, we're going to lock you up, and if you help somebody, we're going to lock you up too. So I mean, I don't know what else I can say about that.
Chief, last question for you. What resources are there for maybe people who are in a domestic incident if they feel like they're being threatened? It seems like there was a fair amount of coercion that took place even before she met up with him. What resources are out there for people who are victims in this sense to reach out to ahead of something maybe reaching this point?
Yeah, there's. I could list them all, but we'll get you a list. I mean, so like our department personally, we have embedded social workers that help people connect to resources should they want to do that. But the state of Minnesota has a plethora of resources available to people should they choose to seek them out.
And then one last question from me with the handguns. Do you have any more information on those? Were they illegally obtained? Did they have any extra things attached to them that made them more dangerous, or anything else you can share about the guns?
I don't know. I don't have that information right now. I know one of them had just from looking at the pictures here, one of them had a aim point, like laser type sight on it, but they don't appear to have like a switch on it, but that's just looking at pictures. So I didn't actually handle the guns myself, and I don't remember if they were stolen or not.
While we're here, any updates on the cat being run over?
No. And we were contemplating putting out the video on the cat. So we're still contemplating putting out the video because the still shots don't really do it justice in terms of being able to actually see the person. So we're going to give it a little bit of time, and then if we don't get any more tips, we'll put out the video because I think the video is a little bit clearer in terms of looking at the person and maybe being able to identify them. But I'm a little reluctant to put out a video of someone running over a cat because I've seen a lot of videos in my day, and this one was bad.
Have you gotten tips on that?
We got tips on the.
The detective has received some calls, but nothing that's led to identifying.
Yeah. And I think with the video would help us in that. So, but it's, again, I'm a little reluctant to release a video of a cat getting run over. All right, thanks, y'all.
Thank you.
Hopefully you get out there and this air quality ain't too bad today.